Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be describing the details of enterochoanal nasal polyp. Now nasal polyps, they are non-neoplastic masses of edematous nasal mucosa, and they are divided into two types: ethmoidal polyps, which are multiple, and enterochoanal polyp, which is generally single. Enterochoanal polyp arises from the mucosa of the maxillary antrum, and it has three parts: the antral part, which is like a thin stalk, the choanal part, which is round and globular, and the nasal part, which is flat from side to side. The exact etiology of enterochoanal polyp is not known. However, infection, that is sinus infection along with allergy, has been proposed as the etiological factor for enterochoanal polyp. So infection or inflammation can lead to development of enterochoanal polyp. Enterochoanal polyp, it is seen commonly in children and young adults, and it is usually single and unilateral, and it grows posteriorly. The symptoms include patient complaints of unilateral nasal obstruction initially when the polyp is limited to the nasal cavity, but as it grows posteriorly, it occupies the nasopharynx and it obstructs the opposite choana also. Then the nasal obstruction becomes bilateral. Then there is hyponasality because of blockage of the nasopharynx, and this condition is called rhinolalia clausa. Then there is also nasal discharge, which can be of mucoid type. Other symptoms include snoring, mouth breathing because of nasal obstruction, headache because of maybe secondary sinusitis, and anosmia. The signs include because the enterochoanal polyp grows posteriorly, so sometimes it may be missed on anterior rhinoscopy, and it is seen as a smooth grayish mass which is covered with nasal discharge. Then by pressing it with a probe, it is soft in consistency and it moves up and down. It can be moved with a probe. Then posterior rhinoscopic examination reveals a globular mass filling choana or the nasopharynx, and if it is a large polyp, then from nasopharynx it can be seen into the oropharynx also. So in this picture we can see that on examination of the oral cavity, a globular mass is seen behind the uvula and the soft palate. So this is the enterochoanal part. This is enterochoanal polyp, which is so big that it has grown posteriorly from the nasopharynx to the oropharynx. The differential diagnosis include a blob of mucus, so that can be suctioned out or it can be sniffed out. Then hypertrophied middle turbinate. So when we do a probe test, the hypertrophied middle turbinate, it is hard in feel, while a polyp is soft in consistency. And on pressing the middle turbinate, it is painful, while polyp is painless. And secondly, hypertrophied middle turbinate can also bleed on probing, but a polyp does not bleed on probing. So by these methods, we can differentiate a hypertrophied middle turbinate from an enterochoanal polyp. Then another differential diagnosis is angiofibroma. Angiofibroma also, it's a very vascular tumor. It is seen in adolescent males, and patient complain of recurrent severe epistaxis, and it also bleeds on probing. So by probe test we can differentiate angiofibroma from enterochoanal polyp. Now the diagnosis of enterochoanal polyp can be by X-ray PNS, that is Waters view, where homogeneous opacity will be seen filling the maxillary antrum. Then nasal endoscopic examination, as shown in the figure on the left side, it will reveal a grayish globular mass in the nasal cavity which is arising from the middle meatus. And CT scan is also advised, CT scan PNS. Here on the right side, CT scan view is shown, which is the coronal view. Here we can see that the right maxillary sinus is opacified. So such picture can be seen. The treatment nowadays, it includes functional endoscopic sinus surgery. Functional endoscopic sinus surgery, it is functional because here only the diseased part is removed, so that the function of the sinuses, that is ventilation, it is maintained. Then if it is recurrent polyp, then sometimes Caldwell-Luck operation is required, but it is not very frequently done nowadays. And generally recurrence of enterochoanal polyp, it is uncommon if we have removed it completely. Thank you.